Ramadan. Live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. But first, the headlines. The Sultanate of Oman is participating in the first meeting of the Board of Peace as an observer at the invitation of the U.S. President, and billions of dollars are pledged during the meeting for the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. Iran affirms its continued efforts towards a diplomatic settlement with Washington and reaching a permanent and balanced solution regarding its nuclear program. And the United Nations Secretary General emphasized on the need for global collaboration in artificial intelligence. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Sultanate of Oman participated as an observer in the first meeting of the Board of Peace at the invitation of His Excellency President Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, which was held in the American capital, Washington. The meeting was attended by a number of heads of state, heads of government, and senior officials from member states, as well as representatives from invited observer states. During the meeting, the Council's general vision and action plan for the coming phase were reviewed, particularly in the context of the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. Several participating parties announced voluntary financial and in-kind contributions amounting to billions of dollars to support humanitarian recovery efforts and the return of a safe life for the population. The Sultanate of Oman's participation is consistent with its steadfast approach in supporting peace efforts through dialogue, upholding the right to self-determination, respecting international law and United Nations resolutions calling for a two-state solution and the establishment of an independent Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital, thus ensuring sustainable security and stability for all peoples of the region. The delegation of the Sultanate of Oman was headed by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister. Meanwhile, Iran stressed its readiness to continue working towards diplomatic settlements with the United States and to reach permanent and balanced solutions regarding its nuclear program. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations said in a letter to Secretary General Antonio Guterres that Tehran is not seeking to create any tension in the region and will not start any war against Washington. The ambassador indicated that his country is showing its readiness during the ongoing negotiations to limit its nuclear activities in exchange for lifting economic sanctions, but it rules out negotiating on its missiles program, while warning at the same time that Tehran will respond decisively and appropriately if it is subjected to any American attack. The Supreme Court struck down President Donald Trump's far-reaching global tariffs today, handing him a significant loss on an issue crucial to his economic agenda. The 6-3 decision centers on tariffs imposed under an emergency powers law, including the sweeping reciprocal tariffs he lived on nearly every other country. It is the first major piece of Trump's broad agenda to come squarely before the nation's highest court, which he helped shape with the appointments of 3 conservative jurists in his first term. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky said that a European presence at peace talks in Switzerland was important. Zelensky said in a video address that this is exactly how they intend to work going forward to ensure that Europe's positions are taken into account. Zelensky's comments came after the latest U.S. brokered talks between envoys from Moscow and Kiev over Russia's all-out conflict with Ukraine ended Wednesday with no sign of of a breakthrough. The negotiations in Switzerland were the third round of direct talks organized by the U.S. Zelensky said that today all members of their negotiating team will already be in Ukraine, and they will define the further framework of their dialogue with their partners, with the American side, with the Europeans, and with the Russian sides. At the same time, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres emphasized the need for global collaboration in artificial intelligence. Guterres also stated that, here,
the future of AI cannot be decided by a handful of countries or left to the whims of a few billionaires. Last year, the UN General Assembly took two decisive steps. First, creating an independent international scientific panel on AI. And I'm happy to announce that the panel has now been appointed. AI must belong to everyone. We must replace hype and fear with shared evidence and close knowledge gaps. Launching a global dialogue on AI governance within the United Nations, where all countries, together with the private sector, the academia, and the civil society, can have a voice. We need guardrails that preserve human agency, human oversight, and human accountability.
That was Secretary General of the United Nations. India joined a US-led initiative to strengthen technology cooperation among strategic allies in a move today that underscores the nation's warning ties after a brief strain over New Delhi's unabated purchase of discounted Russian oil. The decision aligns India closely with Washington's efforts to build secure supply chains for semiconductors, advanced manufacturing, and critical technologies at a time geopolitical competition with China is intensifying. It also signals a reset in relations after friction over energy trade and tariffs. Nations that have joined the Pax Silica framework include Japan, South Korea, the United Kingdom, and Israel. Pax Silica is aimed at strengthening cooperation among partner countries on semiconductor design, fabrication, research, and supply chain resilience. The initiative seeks to reduce dependence on China-dominated manufacturing hubs while promoting trusted production networks across democracies and strategic allies. Microsoft Vice Chair and President Brad Smith said at an AI summit in India that technology would have the ability to bridge or deepen the economic divide between the global north and south. Smith further stated that
now comes AI. AI, perhaps more than any other technology this century, will play a bigger role either in closing this economic divide or in exacerbating it and making it even wider. That is perhaps the single most important question for us, I would suggest today, as we think about the role of AI in the global south. How can we do better? Because we need to do better. As AI makes it possible to cure more diseases, then it is right that we expect that it will improve human health. As we use AI already every day to find faster answers, it gives us the opportunity to ask more questions. The fundamental fuel of human capability has always been the same: curiosity.
Back here in the Sultanate of Oman, Dar Al Ata Association organized the 20th edition of the Ata Expo at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. Here is a report on that.
With the participation of more than 500 exhibitors, the Dar Al Ata Association organized the 28th edition of the Ata Expo at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center, OCEC.
The aim of this exhibition is to provide an opportunity for entrepreneur and business women and men to share their product, and also to provide how to generate income for the family program. We aim this year, inshallah, to support around 5,000 children under the Al-Ata family.
This year's exhibition, running until the 22nd of this month, features a variety of products, including fashion, silverware, perfumes, accessories and handicrafts, along with external participation from the Gulf Cooperation Council countries.
My brand is Symphony of Body, Mind, Soul, and we are into selling crystals and gemstones, which are actually people use to energize their house. So the first time, yes, I'm participating at this exhibition.
This is our first time participating here in Dar al-Ata. Our booth is B2 and we are 3 different local participants. One is Rand, and Rand has different types of fruit from India, from Thailand. And Dishdashati has different types of dishdasha for adults, but today we're participating with dishdasha for children. And Just Random has different types of abayas that are made, designed by us, and is all embroidery made, and they're a bit unique and colorful.
Ata Expo aims to provide Eid clothing from the sales proceeds for 5,000 children from low-income families registered with Dar al-Ata Association, in addition to creating marketing outlets for small and medium-sized enterprises locally here in the Sultanate of Oman. The 28th edition of Ata Expo, organized by Dar al-Ata, is more than just an exhibition. It is a translation of the true essence of the holy month of Ramadan. For Oman TV, Ahmed bin Hilal al-Busaidi, Muscat.
Ahmed, thank you very much. As part of its efforts to develop administrative performance and enhance institutional efficiency, the North Sharqiya Governorate organized a forum to showcase projects stemming from the Modern Management Program. The forum was held within the framework of these efforts to improve healthcare services in the Governorate and enhance planning and decision-making mechanisms. 11 projects discuss real challenges facing the health sector in practical steps meant to uplift the performance, enhance planning efficiency and decision-making. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate of Oman is participating in the first meeting of the Board of Peace as an observer at the invitation of the United States President, and billions of dollars are pledged during the meeting for the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. Iran affirms its continued efforts towards diplomatic settlements with Washington and reaching a permanent and balanced solution regarding its nuclear program. The United Nations Secretary General emphasizes on the need for global collaboration in artificial intelligence. And as we conclude tonight's news bulletin, we wish you all a blessed and peaceful Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak and good night.